Undone by Dale, and this is a rare haul event. Today I'm sharing with you all of the luxurious items that I purchased on my recent trip to Tokyo. If you want to follow along on my journey, I am posting vlog videos of the trip every now and then. They just scroll back in my video feed and you will find them. Highly recommend. I leave little nuggets in my vlogs. I'm no longer waiting until a formal occasion like this to reveal things that I am purchasing. So sometimes I'm going to do early reveals in the vlogs, sometimes not. So for those of you who've been following me on Instagram as well, which is Undone by Dale, you might have also seen some sneak peeks of some of these items as well. So I'm just saying, if you want to be the first to know, if you love a little reveal every now and then, please follow along on my Instagram and also check out those vlogs. I put them together because I love reliving my trip. They don't tend to do as well as other videos. Unfortunately, as much joy as I get from them, I promise I am not putting in just boring crap. I promise I try really hard with my vlogs to make sure you get an essence of what it's like wherever I am in the world. So that is my shout out to you. I'm filming this video the day after my birthday. I have been back 2 weeks, I think. 2 weeks? 1 week. A week and a bit. And it has been full on. I got back on an overnight flight on Wednesday to Thursday, went to bed Thursday night, so I was pretty much up for 36 hours, went to work Friday, had my work Christmas party Friday night, had guests, good friends of ours staying with us Friday and Saturday. They left Sunday, a day in my pajamas Sunday. Spent the whole week like catching up at work, and quite a big week at work. And then yesterday on my birthday, I decided to take on what I thought was a pretty reasonable gardening challenge. Anyway, it took me from like 6 in the morning until 6 at night. My biceps are so sore from lugging sods of turf around, grass, digging and replanting and raising garden beds. And anyway, I'm just grateful for the fact that I can move, because those of you who've been with me a while know that earlier this year I fractured my shoulder quite significantly, so much so that it looked like a bag of Dorito chips in there. And the fact that I can do these things, I am never going to take for granted again. Like this beautiful haul here. But before I get to that, thanks to everybody who gave me a birthday greeting, sent warm wishes, posted a picture, sent beautiful, thoughtful gifts. Thank you so much. It is one of the kind of hidden joys of having a social media account, is that so many people will, join in to the festivities. So even if you're not so excited about it, there's plenty of people to remind you how lucky you are to be having another birthday, and for that I am truly grateful, so thank you. Alright, let's get to the unboxings. So I have 4 pieces from Louis Vuitton, I have one from Dior, I have one from Chanel, I have Diptyque, I have Onitsuka Tiger, and I also have some beautiful Japanese homewares. And obviously I'm going to start with the things you might find less exciting, but I still think they're beautiful and things that you should keep an eye out for. It will be a long video, so settle in or watch it in parts, and then we'll work our way up. I think we'll finish with Louis Vuitton. Again, I went with no wish list. I just went to discover what was there, and wow, did I make some discoveries. So first of all, let me talk to you about these homewares that I purchased. So the first thing I want to show you is, I've kept this because it's so special. It's this beautiful handwritten receipt. It's an art kanji, which is one of the Japanese alphabets. I think there's hiragana, katakana, which is like the anglicized version, and kanji. And to get a handwritten receipt, it was such an authentic experience to find this little store in the back of Omotesando / Harajuku. Like, they're kind of very close to each other. I should put this through Google Translate, but I will find the name of the store and I will pop it in the description box down below. So I really wanted, obviously I'm on a homewares journey this year, if you're not aware of that. I also have a homewares account, Peacocks and Posies on Instagram. Check me out there. But I love on holidays finding little homewares because they're the best souvenirs. When you use them, when you look at them, they remind you of the places you've been. So I really wanted some authentic Japanese pottery and tableware. And I found this little place and oh my goodness. So first of all, let's have a look at this beautiful glazed beauty. They probably don't do it any justice seeing it like this, but I'll take some pictures in situ and show you. And each of them has a maker's mark on the bottom. I believe that this store acts like an emporium, so a lot of independent artists create beautiful pieces, and I think this is a sushi dish, and yeah, they're the kind of shop front, and the whole experience was very authentic, very beautiful. So obviously I love my greens, and I just love this like really rustic but beautiful glaze. It's just, yeah, it's so beautiful. You can tell by my face. Yeah, they're very special pieces. This next piece, again, look at it. Oh, it's just, it is the most divine, and how it sits on a table, how the paintwork is etched at the ends. It kind of looks like a leaf. It kind of looks like it could be, you know, part of a building. Again, it's so gorgeous, and the maker's mark on this one, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but it's just here, very faint, and you know, finding those little marks on each of them and seeing that they're all made by different people is very exciting as well. The next little piece, this was the first piece that I found actually, and I kept coming back to it thinking, what am I going to use that for? And I realized I don't need to use it. It is a beautiful piece of decorative art, and it's this gorgeous little teapot. Look at the etchings. I'm going to try and get myself out of the camera. Okay, there we go. There's a focus. Look at the etchings on this beautiful piece. I mean, it is just, the detail in this is so beautiful, and it's this beautiful kind of mauvey color which obviously appealed to me. And when I first picked it up, I just popped it on this plate here, and I thought, oh, that looks absolutely divine. So then I started looking for other bits in that color, and I found this beautiful, not a set but kind of complementary, maybe they are a set. Oh, hold on, let me show you the maker's mark on the bottom of the teapot. If you can see that there. I tried sake properly when I was in Japan, and I will show you that wonderful omakase experience at Hotel Aman Tokyo in a vlog to come soon. Unbelievable, just 8 of us sitting there, and I tried both sparkling sake from the master chef's homegrown rice, and he makes the sake, and I also tried traditional sake as well, and you could say I quite loved it. I preferred the traditional rather than the sparkling, but I found this gorgeous sake flask, again similar kind of style to the teapot. It is just, it's so pretty, and this gorgeous little cup as well, and see the inside there. So together they look really beautiful. As I said, I'll take some photographs in situ so you can see them not in my hands and get a sense for what I was imagining and potentially how they'll show up around my house in different places. All right, let's go with Diptyque. Now, I'm not a fan of Diptyque generally speaking. I think they're fairly overpriced for what they are, and there are so many other beautiful options out there, but we could not resist going into the boutique at Omotesando because it literally just opened like a few weeks before we got there, and it's absolutely beautiful. Again, it will be in one of my vlogs, so if you want to see for yourself what I was taken with, the experience and the environment, I think has a lot to do with how you feel about something. Then go check out my vlogs and subscribe if you want to see more. But in this bag, I've got a whole bunch of things. I'll tell you a funny story about what happened. So let me see if I can pull this out. Oh, okay. What I have in here, I have never seen before. I've never seen anyone else unbox one on the YouTubes. It is a electric diffuser. Now, I don't know, Mr. Addiction, my husband, loves to burn a candle. Doesn't matter if it's a $300 candle or a $40 candle. I just happen to like $300 candles. No, I don't. I've just said Diptyque are overpriced. No. My candles are not $300, but they are nonetheless expensive. And he burns them for like a half an hour while he has a bath and then turns them off and they tunnel. And I'm like, oh, you're ruining my candles. Anyway, this is another way to have a lovely scent. Doesn't have the beautiful flame situation in your home. And I've had a look at this on the shelf and we inspected it before I agreed to take it. But let me open it up here. The packaging is just divine. But effectively, if I pop it together, I'll show you what it does. So you have this internal piece, which has all of the gorgeous Diptyque general scents. And then you have this little thing here, which helps to pull up the perfume cartridges, of which I got two, amber and tuberose. So which one should we go with? Let's go with tuberose. So it comes in a paper like this. You simply tear it open. Very strong. You remove the cartridge, you slip it. Oh, there's the arrow. Does that mean? All right, so here is the little insert. You pop in your cartridge and you close it down inside. Then you place this beautiful, there we go. Ceramic top over the top, and you can either charge it up or you can leave it plugged in, is my understanding. And so you've got this beautiful piece of homewares emitting the most fresh of fragrances, and you don't have to worry about your candles burning down and looking all ugly. So yeah, I thought that was a wonderful idea and pretty reasonably priced, if I must say. It was like $400 and a candle's like at least a couple of hundred. So I think this will be something that I'll find a lovely spot for it, and yeah, we'll get lots of joy out of this one. Now the funny story is, because I bought that, I'd spent over $330, which I didn't know at the time. She showed me this limited edition Omotesando 2025 store opening tote. Now it's a pretty hefty tote. At the time she was packing everything up. It's got like even a little zipper in the back of it as well, which is like really useful, and it's embroidered. It's beautiful. Nadia comes over and says, oh, how much do you need to spend to get the tote? And she told her. And while she was wrapping up my goods, some women were shopping from Europe, I would say. They had quite heavy Eastern European accents, and they were like, how do we get the tote? And they were struggling to kind of communicate that. So I told them. And then it was on. I started a fire I didn't even know about. I left the store because Nadia was off choosing more candles so she could qualify for a tote. And she said those women were just trying to hustle big time so that they could all get one of these totes. So for something that I was kind of like, oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm very grateful for my tote. Thank you. Okay, how about we stick with fragrance and we go with Ahres. So this one was an opportune purchase. Again, wandering the streets of Omotesando on the last day. I walked past a boutique whilst Nadia had popped in somewhere else to, you know, explore something. I think it was Patches, maybe? Patches, customized something. and I smelt this amazing fragrance emanating from this store. They do Japanese skincare, and I did have a look at some of the skincare, but you know, I wasn't really in the mood to try things. Like, it's a whole immersive experience. But I did get this gorgeous Seiyu fragrance, which I'll pop the notes up on the screen over here. And I just can't tell you enough. I think it's a 50 ml. It's called Sound Skin Perfume. It's really, I don't know how to describe the scent. It is just, it's enveloping. It's clean. It's clean as in it smells like cleanliness, but it's feminine. It's powdery. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I couldn't just walk past. And really reasonably priced. I think like $120 for a 50 ml bottle. So yeah, 50 mils. So yeah, I've already got fragrance on today, but it is going to be one of those scents that remind me of Tokyo because of just how beautiful it was, and how much it just captured me as I walked past. I just had to have it. Now, for some reason, there was a promotion with a pair of red gloves. I don't know. I don't understand. She also put 2 shampoo samples in for me, and a little nail oil sample as well. Much appreciated. Love being able to try different things, and I believe you can shop from their website. I have a pamphlet here as well, so I'm definitely going to be taking another look at Ahres because I have the opportunity to now. And yeah, I just found the whole environment of the boutique and the products to be just clean is the best way I can describe it. How can you go to Japan and not buy a pair of Onitsuka Tigers? Well, Mr. Addiction was actually looking for these online a long time ago, and he just wasn't sure on sizing. And when I started, you know, getting my Tokyo visit into my algorithm on Instagram and TikTok, everyone was sending me tips for how to get, you know, your ideal Onitsuka Tiger sneaker. Now, he wanted what I now know are the Kill Bills, and Kill Bill is one of my all-time favourite movies, alongside Pulp Fiction. Yes, I'm a Tarantino fan. And so I popped into a few stores and they were sold out for the day. They're like, come back tomorrow, like it's fresh flowers or something, you know. And so on the last day I was there, I decided to queue. I decided to queue for my love, and maybe out of guilt. And I was lucky enough, I met some wonderful people in the queue, and I was lucky enough to go in, and I knew exactly what size I wanted because I'd asked him to measure his other shoes, and they actually had like a great sizing card there. And so I got a pair for him, and I got a pair for me. And if you've seen my Instagram, and they are so comfortable, like me and a yellow shoe, you would be like, no. But Kill Bill, and I just love them with denim. I have to say, they're far enough away from my face and all the other colours I wear, and they're so fun. And I walked around in Tokyo in them all day. I'll put the mod shot over here. But again, another reason to follow me on Instagram, because I revealed them there. And yeah, he was really glad that he got his, and I have taken a 39 and a half, I think it's saying there. Typically, I'm not sure how that works out, but an 8 in US women, I'm an 8.5, typically speaking, and they say to size down half a size. So I did, and took the punt, and it worked. I didn't try them on. I'm like, I'm not going into this chaos, because even though I was like 3rd in the queue, they just let everybody in. And if you don't know where to go or what to do, you could end up not getting what you want anyway. So yeah, I'm excited to get these into my summer wardrobe rotation. They're so cute. I forgot to tell you, they're actually not called Kill Bills. They're called the Mexico 66s, but everybody calls them the Kill Bill. So, and if you don't know why, Uma Thurman in Kill Bill has this beautiful yellow outfit made that matches her motorbike when she goes on her mission, and she gets her gorgeous samurai sword made, and look at me. Yeah, anyway, and the shoes are part of it, and they have forever stayed in like cult history. So now I've got a pair. Yay! All right, here we go. We're getting into the luxury items. We're going to start with Dior. So again, this one you might have seen a sneaky peek on my Instagram. I released this one as a reel, and I purchased it just before I went away because I realized in Japan, you hear mixed stories, but I think the places that I shopped, particularly the pottery shop, you got to have some cash on you. And I don't carry cash. I do not carry cash here. And I looked in my small leather goods, and the other thing was it's kind of bad form to fold or roll up your cash as well. Well, according to the TikToks and Instagram reels that I watch. So I'm like, I don't have anything that's going to carry cash nice and straight and neat and beautifully. So I went on a mission, and of course, you know, my mission led me to Dior, because that's what happens when you have these kind of tendencies. And I got this most beautiful Dahlia wallet, I believe it's called, and obviously you can tell what I loved about it. It's got a bee, it's got a butterfly just like on my fingernails. It's got these beautiful flowers. On the back side there are more butterflies and flowers. It is so pretty, and it's got this lovely Dior charm on the zipper pull. Is this something that I'm going to use all the time? Probably not, but I will use it. Inside, yeah, it's scarily white. It is very scarily white, and you know, money is not the cleanest thing in the world. But I used this on my trip, and everything, it was beautiful. You get a lot of coins. The precision of the change, like down to the cent, is the yen, is crazy. So, and I had all coins in here, and yeah, it's still clean. So I think this is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so glad I was able to pick it up at my local boutique just a couple of days before I went on my trip. Okay, I went shopping at Nuir Vintage. Again, you would know this if you've watched my travel vlogs, maybe even seen my Instagram posts. But I did not intend on looking for anything. I've got a hair across my face now, that's very annoying. I did not intend on looking for anything in particular. If anything, I wanted to see if there were any beautiful vintage Fendi baguettes that I could find. But it wasn't on my list. So what I do is anytime I see a TikTok or an Instagram reel that I think, oh, yep, I'd like to check that out when I'm there, I get the address details and I save it in my Apple Maps. And then I add it to a guide, and I called this guide Tokyo. And so what happens, my version of holidaying is I just go for a wander, and wherever I find myself, I open my Maps app and I see what I've saved in that particular area. Then I'm not going somewhere for a particular store or restaurant. It's just taking advantage of, you know, where I am at the particular time and what I get to see. Hopefully that makes sense. So on this day, I think it was the first day actually, we'd been out all morning, we'd had lunch, we went back to the room to freshen up, and then I opened my maps to go, okay, what's in the local vicinity that we could go and look at this afternoon? And Nuir Vintage popped up, and a couple of other places as well that we looked at. It's all in the vlogs. And it was so much of a vibe in there. The music was fun, how they've decorated the store is fun. They offer like slight discounts if you review them on Google reviews and follow them on Instagram and buy more than one piece. So, you know, they're keen on getting your business. I just kept walking around and around and around and around, picking things up. I just loved them. I think they're in my day one vlog. And then I'm going, oh, it's day one. Like, do I only love it because I'm looking at it? Whatever. And I think I'd been in there for a good like half an hour. And then I saw this, and that's how much stock there is. Like, you just can't see everything on the first 2 or 3 rotations. And I picked it up and I could not put it down. So I don't know why. I just love it. Well, perhaps you can tell me why. So it came in a shopping bag, and it came in this dust bag, and here it is. I know. Just let me take the stuffing out and then you'll get the idea. You'll get the idea. Okay, so this, my friends, is, and I have the, what do you call it? The authenticity card. I have the original dust bag as well. This is called, this is called the aquarium bag, and I cannot remember the year now. I can't remember the year, but don't shoot me. Someone, if you know it, pop it in the comment section below. But it has the similar characteristics of my By the Sea bag. Actually, let me get that. But it has silver hardware. And it kind of has the same base as, what was that bag called that had like the hard base? I cannot remember the name of that bag. The Gabrielle? Was it called the Gabrielle? The Gabrielle. I think it was the Gabrielle. So the bottom of that was really hard. This one is actually like a lovely kind of, what would you call that? Beaten up leather? I don't know. And it's got this whole section in the bottom for you to put things as well. So you've got like a secret compartment. Now there are versions of this that are a backpack. This is not. This is the shoulder bag version. I'd never heard of it before. I literally just loved the whimsy. As you know me, I loved the whimsy of it. And it's going to need some stuffing to you know, keep it upright. But it is in immaculate condition. Like you couldn't fault the condition of this piece and all of the accoutrement that came with it. And so I carried this out that very night to Shibuya Crossing, to our teppanyaki dinner. I loved it, and I'll pop in a little B-roll here of what I had in it and how much fun it was to style it up because of, you know, what you can do with your accessories, particularly in this style of bag. So yeah, price wise, I paid just under 3,000 AUD for this. Yeah, I think that was a very, very good price, and I just love how cute, unique and different it is. Would I have probably preferred to buy it in another colour? Look, if I'd have been looking for it, yes, but I wasn't. I never saw another one the whole time that I was there, and I went into lots of different vintage luxury stores. So this was the one that was meant to be for me, and yeah, I couldn't be more thrilled. And just so you can see, here is the serial card, and look at the dust bag, like so neatly folded. I don't think it's ever been unfolded. It's beautiful. So yeah, I was really, really pleased to discover that one and have a moment with it instead of just looking for something that I thought that I wanted. So I do love that about holiday shopping. You just never know what you're going to find. Okay, let's move on to Louis Vuitton. There's quite the haul from Louis Vuitton, so settle in. We went to Louis Vuitton in Ginza. Nadia was madly trying to get a Tokyo hot stamp for her passport holder. Hot tip, everybody told her that you have to buy a luggage piece on the day from that store to be able to get a hot stamp. I know some of you might be hoping that you can get hot stamps from places that you can just rock up for free and get them done. What we were told at several boutiques was we don't want to accept the risk on something that you've already purchased. If we stuff it up, we can't replace it. We don't want to do that. I also think they don't want to do anything for free because it's a luxury store. So yeah, I think if you're prepared to beg and grovel, you might get somewhere, but I am not. So just an awareness. So we went into Ginza. I saw a piece that I fell in love with. But there was no way in the vibe in that boutique that I was even going to ask to see it. It was not going to be a thing for that day. So I walked away. I took a little snap of it, which I'll show you a bit later on. Went into Louis Vuitton and Motosando, totally different vibe. Was really a lovely boutique to experience. And I went in because it was about to pour down rain. And so I was just biding some time until Nadia made her way up to meet me. In doing so, we met this lovely sales associate named Kyoko, who was just beautiful, and I purchased these couple of little bits from her. So, practicing my best skills at rewrapping things. This one was on a bag and I just couldn't look away from it. I couldn't look away from it. I just couldn't. And it had been the theme of kind of this fall winter collection, I've got to say. These little guys are everywhere, even in Fendi, but I didn't buy the one in Fendi because I liked this one. So this is a little squirrel with this beautiful eyeshadow. I mean, how cute. It has the kind of reverse monogram, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I get it on the squirrel. With the little white belly and the face, the pink nose and the ear, and the gorgeous little eye, and a mink fluffy tail. And I just thought he was so beautiful. This teeny tiny little monogram strap, and on the back, a slightly larger monogram. And I thought, what a cute little guy to put on any of my monogram pieces. Actually, let me just put him on my Neverfull so you can see. Is that not a vibe? I think it's pretty much a vibe. It's so cute. We love him. He needs a name. What should we call him? Is it a him? What do you think? Him or her? I think it's a him. Anyway, I thought absolutely gorgeous. Just the right colour combination to go with my monogram pieces. So, had to take him. In the next little bag is the other piece that I picked up. Again, you would have seen this if you are following me over on the Instagrams. Now, I was like, oh, that's an interesting box to put that one in. There's a second piece in here, which I will show you in a second. Whoop. Here we go. All right, inside this little dust bag, it's the bag holder. It's the Vachette bag holder strap, and it has the Tokyo hot stamp on it. Now, this was interesting because I've been looking for this. I looked for it in Paris. I've looked for it all over the place, and people are like, nope, don't have it. Kyoko knew exactly what I was talking about when I asked her for it. So when she said they had to, I'm like, oh my God, yes, please. Any chance you can hot stamp it? And she said, absolutely. So that was the beginning of something. So I'll pop a picture in of what it looks like, but you simply just unslide it. You see the little slide there? You put it on and you slide it. I'm not doing a good job of this. You slide, you slide it back up, and it fits nice and tightly, and it holds the straps of your Neverfull onto your Horizon 55 luggage. Hallelujah. And yeah, now mine definitely has some travel style with this Tokyo hot stamp. So that hot stamp took about 20 minutes, and Kyoko offered for us to go and sit down in a more comfortable area. Now when we went into that area, the bag that I had seen in Ginza was right there. And I'm like, oh, let me take this opportunity to have a close-up. And so Kyoko handed me the bag. I start looking at it, and she just leaves it with me while she runs off and does the hot stamping of my bag holder. While she was away, I'm kind of playing with it. I open it up. And whilst people say, oh, the custom is that the sales associate does everything for you in Japan, I found that really inconsistent across all of the boutiques. They're more than happy for me to play on my own, unaccompanied. So I'm like, oh, look at the strap. Oh, look at the inside. Look at the strap. Look at this. Ooh, it's adjustable. Oh, let me just put that on there. Oh, let me just try that on. And I took a snap in the mirror, and I went, oh, diddly squat. What have I done to myself? This is a real predicament for me. I think I'm done for here. And I sat there and I looked at it, and I turned away and I looked at it and I played with it and I looked at it and I was like, oh no. So when Kyoko came back, I said to her, I think I might like to take this. She's like, really? I said, yeah. And I told her the story about the piece, which I will kind of connect the dots for you in a minute. And she said, you know, when I was processing your payment for the squirrel and the bag holder, I noticed we have the same birthday. And I'm like, oh. She's like, are you Scorpio or Sagittarius? And I said, look, I used to think I was a Scorpio for a long time, but the time of my birthday pushes me right into Sagittarius zone, and I have to say I am much more a Sagittarian than I ever was a Scorpio. And she's like, I'm very much a Scorpio and year of the snake, and you know, so she was like very pro Scorpio, and so we started bonding over, you know, the different characteristics of each of the signs, and it was kind of fun. And she said, are you sure? I said, look, let me show you some pictures. And I showed her some pictures of another piece that I have that's very similar, and I said, I can't not, like, it's meant to be. She's like, oh, thank you so much. She was very, very genuinely excited for me, but also grateful, which I thought was a really unique quality of a sales associate. Turns out she's like one of their top performers of 2025 when I got her business card. Anyway, the reason I tell you that is because when I sealed the deal on that piece, I then asked her, I had taken my Horizon luggage tag. So originally when Meredith and I were in Paris and I bought the Horizon 55 luggage, I had asked for the Paris hot stamp, and the wonderful sales associate that we had there not only gave us not one hot stamp but two, but on totally new luggage tags, and left the original luggage tag free. So these are the hot stamps that I got in Paris for luggage tags. So the whole luggage tag and the hot stamp were like a gift. So that's like the Eiffel Tower in luggage. And this one is the sun, that's the Vendôme stamp. And so when I took my Horizon in and I said, look, I know I didn't buy it here, but do you think you could stamp it for me? After something else happened and we went to lunch, she offered to do this for me with my zodiac sign. And so I got Vivian the Sagittarius, and I don't know if that's going to focus enough for you to see her with her little arrow. So cute. So I was really grateful. So for someone who is not a hot stamping kind of, I don't go chasing it, but if the opportunity exists, I ask. Well, there you go. So I got two. I got the Tokyo and I got the Sagittarius, which leads me to the pièce de résistance. I don't know what the version of that is in Japanese, but this is the bag that I just could not walk away from. So I'd never seen it in person before. I'd heard about it. I'd heard the urban legends, but I had not seen it. Look at this box. Has a little raised kind of closure there. See that? Never seen that before either. So we always love a little packaging gimmick. Now there was a heap of stuffing in this. I broke it all down. I threw the stuffing away when I packed this in my carry-on. So here it is. I don't think you'll ever guess. I don't think you'll ever guess what's in here. All right, ready? I got, and I hate classic bags, I got the hard-sided Alma trunk. Look! Oh my God. That is the sexiest Alma I have ever seen. Look at this limousine from the trunks, the hardware, the perfectly matched up monogram. And guess what? Another hot stamp. This is the Ginza store exclusive hot stamp. And I am so thrilled with this. And yes, it has an S-lock, which Almas don't have, but this is a trunk. So, you know, they're magnetized at the top. Let me just show you the strap. So I'm going to give this one a little sunbake so we can get some of the vachette on this to patina nicely. But look inside of this. It smells divine. It has all of the beautiful puffy malletage from inside of the trunks and a gold plaque there that just says Louis Vuitton, made in Paris. No slip pockets or anything in this particular one. Does the phone fit? I've got the, what is that, 15 Pro. So yes, it fits on the side, and there's room for other bits and pieces, so also great. We close her up, we close the S-lock, and voila. It is way simpler to use than my Speedy trunk, but let's get it out so you can have a look at that one as well. This strap is fully adjustable, which is fantastic for your curvier girls like me who want a bag that is going to actually sit in the right spot. I also want to show you just some of the detail underneath. So look at that lezine and all of that hardware. It's just, oh, so cute. If you followed me to Paris last year, you'll know that I picked up the Speedy trunk, and I have the Paris hot stamp on it as well. This one has lots more hardware on it than the Alma. But again, another absolute work of art. I say I'm not a collector. I say I'm not a collector, and then this happens. Aren't they just glorious? Like, I couldn't be more thrilled to have these two in my collection. I just think it's so special. And yes, it's heavy. It's a wearable trunk, so do not ask if it's heavy. Of course it's going to be heavy. But you can wear this crossbody. I'll put in the shot that I took in the boutique on the day where I was like, oh my God, I am so done for here. I'll also put in the little snap that I took in Ginza as well. It just kept haunting me, and it was meant to be. And I love the fact that last year in Paris, I got my wearable trunk with the hot stamp in the Speedy, and that was meant to be. And then this year I get my wearable trunk from Tokyo with the hot stamp. I don't know, sometimes I think the world works in mysterious ways, and you've got to just read the signs. And I always think I'd prefer to regret things that I did do than things that I didn't do. And yeah, I'm so thrilled. So I know this has been an epic video. I hope for those of you who enjoy epic videos with story time that you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, bye. Sorry about that. I love sharing these special things with you. It is going to be few and far between the number of these hauls on my channel, and so when I do get the opportunity to do it, I really relish it, and I love to share it with you. So thank you for joining me. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'd love to see you back for the next one. I will pop an opportunity to ask questions about my trip on my Instagram stories and on my community feed here. So if you do want to ask some questions, don't put them in the comments. Wait for that invitation to ask questions to pop up. If you're subscribed, you'll see it. And yeah, I'll do a whole dedicated video on those questions. So thank you for joining me. I've really enjoyed sharing this with you. Ciao. Arigatou gozaimasu.